In a recent video, I showed unboxing some goodies from Legends of Car Audio, and this was one of the items in the box, this PowerHouse 2200 amplifier, which I'd never really seen this amplifier before or heard of the brand PowerHouse. This is made by Earthquake back in the mid-90s. Unfortunately, there was no information in any of my guides or directories to talk about this amp, but here on one end you can see gain control and RCA inputs. Not a whole lot going on there. On the other side, you can see the speaker outputs as well as the power inputs and a 20 amp fuse. And it's very nice on the bottom of the amplifier. It shows you all the connections, how to bridge the amp and everything, in addition to the power and protect LEDs there on each end. This amplifier looks very similar to the Rockford Fosgate Punch 150 in around the early 90s. You can see here, as far as dimensions go, 10.5 inches on the long side, 7.5 inches for the width, 2.2 inches for the height. As for specs, we know this is a 2-channel amplifier, but here on the top it says 200 watts RMS, so that's really all we have to go on. We have no idea what all the ratings are. Here you can see the amplifier plugged in to the RCAs. We have it here on the bench where we're going to show it powering the speakers first. We have the 8-gauge wire going in there for the power and ground. And the speakers coming directly from the ELAC bookshelf speakers are also connected up. 2-channel mode. Let's flip on the amplifier. I'm going to show you the power LED here on the right side. It's green. So we got it all nice and hooked up. Let's go ahead and try it out and see how it sounds. Sound quality perspective from my ears say this amplifier sounded great. It had deep bass, mids and highs sounded clean. Overall, I was impressed. Now we'll hook it up to the amp dyno to find out how much power it does at 4 ohms, 2 channels. We don't know any ratings, so let's just see what we get here. Certified using the 1 kilohertz tone, right at 60 watts per channel, 13.8 volts. Let's reset the dyno here for the uncertified mode, which takes us up to the clipping point. And just a little bit more, 62 watts, 13.7 volts. Next up, we'll do the dynamic track, sending a 1 kilohertz pulse tone into the amp. Not much more power here, right around 63 watts at 13.9. Next up, we're going to try the 2 ohm run. This is where we're assuming it's 100 watts by 2 since it says 200 RMS on the outside of the amp. So let's try it here. Certified, 1% distortion. There you go. 102 watts per channel. Can't get much closer than that to the actual numbers on the amp. Uncertified up to the clipping point. Again, it only has a 20 amp fuse, so we have to make sure we don't pop it. Pulling 32 amps. 106 watts per channel. Uncertified. Now what about dynamic? Has it got any dynamic headroom? Apparently not. Appears to have some regulation here built into the amp, so it doesn't have many dynamics. Next up, we're going to try the amplifier bridged 4 ohms mono. It's rated 200 watts, we assume. We're going to test it at 40 hertz here first. And yeah, we came up quite a bit shy, 163 at 13.45. Then we decided, hey, let's try it at 1 kilohertz bridge mono, see if we can get that 200 watts, and check this out. Yes, we do! Right at 200 watts, 13.96. Now the rest of these tests bridged are going to be at 40 hertz. Uncertified up to clipping, 40 hertz. 183, so a little bit shy. But again, 90s amplifier, especially the 2-channel amps, were generally rated at 1 kilohertz. Dynamically, we do get over the 200 even at 40 hertz, about 211, 13.28. Here are all the results from the test dyno sheet. We also did 8 ohms, where it did about 32 watts per channel. This is a class AB 2-channel amplifier, so expect efficiencies from the mid-50s to the mid-60s. Now, according to the bottom of the amp, we're going to void the unit if open or tampered with. But you know we're going to take out the 4 screws and check out these internals. There you go. Do the flyover here. See the transformer. See the capacitors, resistors. Cannot resist the truth. 25 volt, 2200 microfarad there on the power supply. Those are Samyungs. Also on the rails, 35 volt, 2200 microfarad. Nothing shocking going on here. As for temperatures, it was kind of cool in the lab, so amplifier didn't get extremely hot at all, but you can see the components that do get hot, the resistors. That's typical for a Class AB amplifier. Here we'll zoom in on the very high resolution shot of the guts. Very cool. Well, there we have the test and video show off of the PowerHouse 2200 made by Earthquake. Now, being named a PowerHouse, we would expect it to be a lot more powerful, but hey, this was the 90s we're talking about here. And just a reminder, if you guys haven't seen the other video of me unboxing all the goodies from Legends of Car Audio, you can check the link in the video description. I've also tested the JBL amplifier. Haven't tested that Boss amp yet because I'm not sure that my test bench can handle it. Till next time, Big D, I'm out of here. A little extra for those who stuck around to the very end. 2 ohms mono dynamic at 40 hertz. Can we do it? Let's try it out here on the dyno. And, oh, 253, it goes into protect. Big D, I'm out.